Well, if you notice the barber chair and the barber pole, that's because I grew up being the son of the local barber. That'll be a story for another day. But this morning I was driving to town and thinking about life, and lately I've been talking to a young man that comes out here to the place and helps out, working and talking. I'm still convinced some of the time he just likes to come and hear the old guy talk and tease him. And this is a really good friend. I've known him since he was, since mom was still feeding him. So we've had a lot of history. He's been a handful most of the time. He's a good kid, though. I want to preface this by saying he is a good kid, and I really like the kid. Really like the guy. An example: when he was young, at one point in Wyoming, we had our horses at his parents' place, and I had a nice big fifth wheel horse trailer, and I was a little cautious leaving there because it was possible that some mystery rock would fly through a window, or boys will be boys kind of an attitude. And so I thought I would outsmart the situation, and he was probably 5 at the time. And I thought I would outsmart it, and I said, tell you what, if you watch the horse trailer while we're gone, we went on a trip somewhere for a couple of weeks, I think, and I told him, if you'll watch the trailer and make sure nothing happens to it when I get back, I'll give you $5. Okay, so we go on wherever we went. We came back, and on the tack room door, there was some hieroglyphics scratched in the paint. And I found out he didn't get his money. So yeah, he's been a boy his whole life. But now he's coming back and helping out, and I really appreciate it. But it's actually fun to be able to talk to him, because being 16, I'm kind of the extra adult that can say things the parents can't say, I think. So, jump forward to recent activities. He's made a couple of choices that weren't great. One led to a friend of his driving off the road in one of the family vehicles and running into something. So now that vehicle's not usable. And then shortly afterwards, he took the family minivan and let somebody drive it. And now the motor seized up on it. You can imagine that he had a bunch of discussions with his parents. I wasn't there, but from talking to him, I imagine that the discussion went something like, well, yeah, but it's not my fault. I wasn't driving it. And actually, it was probably the third time that we've had a discussion about the topic. Yeah, yesterday, I think I finally had a breakthrough moment in discussing it with him. And I want to try to share with you what happened. I told him, let's compartmentalize it. And he didn't know what that meant. And I said, okay, let's break it down. Whose fault was it that your friend was driving the family vehicle? Okay, he was able to say, yeah, it's my fault that he was in the family vehicle. And then I said, okay, whose fault was it that the motor blew up? Well, I wasn't driving. He does the normal, well, not my fault, I wasn't driving. I said, okay, now break it into 2 pieces. It's your fault that he was in the vehicle. It's his fault that the motor blew up. But now take a step back. And when your mother or father says, whose fault is it that the family is down a car? He goes, oh, I like that. So I think in his mind, there was some kind of confusion, and it was fun to talk to him. And I thought I saw that moment when he had oh, I get it. Yeah, I can accept that explanation. I'm responsible. So I like talking. I love those kind of moments with younger people. Another one of the classic points we've gone over a few times, he and I, while we're out working, digging fence posts, well, he digs fence post holes whenever possible, not me. But when we're working outside and we're able to talk, it's about choices and consequences. And I've had the same discussion with other younger people. And what I think I see is a situation where they have the connotation that all consequences are negative things. If you do something, you're going to get this punishment. And I like the moment when speaking with young people, they start to understand, oh, if I make a different choice, yeah, there's a consequence, but it's something I like. I think that's a maturation moment. It's an example of maturing. So at the end of yesterday, I asked him to summarize what we'd been talking about yesterday. And he looked at me with a normal, I don't know look. And I said, okay, think about it. And I said, you want me to recap? Okay, he said, the main point today was think. He goes, oh yeah. I said, think before you act. Think first. I don't know, I have fun talking with them. I have fun talking with the grandkids. You know, one of my goals is to help younger people make age-appropriate decisions and learn as they go, so that when life cuts them loose on their own, it's not a new concept to make a decision and understand the consequences. So if you like this, come on back. Maybe I'll be talking, maybe I'll be building something, whatever. It's life in my lane. It's my life, and I'm found out a way to share it with other people. So come on back. There's always something going on around here. Remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay interested.